Hi, this is Pastor Mike Drew, and I want to thank you for spending a couple minutes with us today. And we're going to look at a verse of Scripture in Romans chapter 1, verse 17. It says, "For therein is the righteousness of God revealed from faith to faith, as it is written, the just shall live by faith." And the title of this little message is Stirring Your Faith, and I want to refer over to John chapter 5, and it's talking about the pool of Bethesda. Bethesda meaning grace. Bethesda, a place having 5 porches, which is in fact the number of grace, and we've been spending a lot of time in our church talking about grace and the importance of it. But can I just say, there's something about faith. Faith is a force that is released from your body, and faith has everything to do with you. You see, we live and operate in and under the grace of God. We are affected by the mercy of God, and the mercy of God is out there. The sovereignty of God does exist. But I just want to challenge you today to stir up your faith. There was a man at the pool, and he was there 38 years and had been in a situation of crisis and paralysis of a sort for a long time. And Jesus saw him, and knowing he had been there a long time, approached him. And you know, when I studied John chapter 5, I realized a couple things that really stuck out to me, is that there were multitudes there. And I don't know what that means to you, but me, it means thousands, literally thousands of people. Can you imagine that at a certain season, at a certain time, you didn't know when, but you just knew that an angel was going to show up and stir the water. And all of a sudden, the first person that not only approached the pool but stepped in was made instantly whole of whatsoever disease or ailment they had. And if that was you, if you knew there was a time and a place that your miracle was going to show up, you would faithfully hanging around that place. I know I would. So understand something. This man was there a long time, and when Jesus approached him, I'm thinking to myself, Jesus was looking for faith, someone who was looking for something more than what they were seeing this way, someone that was looking that way. And well, where are you getting all this, Pastor? Well, let me tell you where I'm getting all that. When Jesus approached him and said to the man, "Sir, wilt thou be made whole?" The man looked at him and said, "Sir, I have no man." And I started to process that and really spend time with God and meditate on that for a long time. And what the Spirit of God was revealing to me was this man, as he was giving his account to Jesus, he said, "As I try to get to the pool, someone else steps in ahead of me." And so what that means is every time the stirring came during that season, that man would crawl and drag and push his way and fight to get to the pool, and someone always beat him. And the key thing is he'd always go back and he would try again, and time after time he never gave up. He never got offended. He never quit church. He never said, "Well, I'm not getting mine. I'm out of here." He stayed there, and when he said, "Sir, I have no man," it was as if the Spirit of God told me he was praying for God to send him a man, saying, "God, I can't do this on my own. It's impossible for me. Everyone always beats me. Someone else is always getting their miracle. I'm never getting mine. But I am staying here faithfully. I'm going to keep approaching that stirring. I'm going to keep approaching that pool. And I know someday you're going to send someone to help me get my miracle." Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's in fact what God did. God sent not just any man, the Son of Man. And the Son of Man had to step over the crowds and the multitudes. Excuse me. And I could just see people saying, "Yeah, go ahead. I'm watching the water. I got my eyes fixed on the pool," because they're looking out where one man was looking up as well. And Jesus approached him, and it was can I just say, an out-of-time miracle, an out-of-season miracle. The water wasn't being stirred, but the water in his belly, up out of your belly shall flow rivers of living water. That man's faith was stirred, and Christ came and said, "Wilt thou be made whole?" Finally, he said, "Take up your mat and walk." And that was an exciting day for that man. He received his miracle in full. God showed up. God never left him behind, and I'm just excited about that. So I just encourage you today, by the faith that you have, the measure of faith. Faith comes by hearing, hearing by the Word, Romans 10:17. Let this Word today, read John chapter 5, let it stir you. Let your faith be increased, and let the force of faith come out of you to deal with whatever situation you're finding. And I promise you, Jesus is right there with you, and you're about to get your miracle. Thanks for coming. I'll talk to you soon.